Yo, this video is going to be about the first time I saw auras. It was very unexpected. So this happened on January 14th, 2016. My girlfriend and I were planning on going to this workshop, and the workshop was called The Secret of Relationships. It was going to be held at a yoga studio called Satya Sanctuary. And this workshop was described on Facebook as getting more connected with whoever you bring along, your partner, and there's going to be a meditation. So I was really into it, and I invited my girlfriend. She said she was down, so we ended up going. We got there like a little bit late, so we missed like one part of this whatever speech that they had given, but it was a fairly small sized room for a yoga studio. There was maybe like 12 people there, 12 or 14, maybe like 6 or 7 couples, and they weren't all like dating relationship couples. Some of them were friends or whatever. But one of the first things we did was we had to choose different questions. They gave us a list of questions, and we'd have to talk about them with our partner for like a couple minutes. So maybe one of the questions would be like talk about your dreams, or just like very random questions like that, and we would talk about them with our partners, and then after like 30 seconds or so we would switch to a new question, and it would be like we'd get another list of questions, and we'd read off and choose one of them each to ask the other person. So then we got into the meditation part. So I wasn't really sure that they were going to teach me anything new, but I was surprised because I learned a new breathing method. So that just goes to show, don't always go in like thinking you know everything. But the breathing method I learned was alternate nostril breathing. And I had seen this before, but I never really practiced it before. At least the way we did it in the class was that you would take 2 fingers here, like your index and your middle, and put it on your right nostril. I believe this is how it went. This was a little bit ago, so I'm trying to remember. And then you would, so press down, inhale through your left, and then use your thumb and blow out the right. And then inhale through the right and blow out the left. And inhale through the left. Blow out the right. And we did this for a little bit, and I noticed it definitely helped me get into a more relaxed meditative state a little bit quicker than I think normal breathing would. So we did that, and then we just straight up meditated for a little bit, maybe like 5 minutes at the most. And it was kind of a guided meditation, so one of the speakers there was telling us like, alright, right now focus on your body and relaxing your body, but then we would shift the focus to focus on your thoughts and let them pass without judgment, and then we would shift to focus on the sounds of the room around you and stuff around you, but let them go on without bothering you. like just accept what's going on around you. And that was really calming, and it was good. I had pretty much like a similar meditative experience to what I usually have, but I feel as though I got into the meditative state quicker because of it being guided, and maybe because of the nostril breathing, alternate nostril breathing. They had everyone line up um, in 2 rows, and all the people would sit facing the other row. So like everyone had a partner to look at. And we didn't start off with our own partner. We started off looking at someone else, like another person that had come to the workshop. And what they had us do is stare at the person for like over a minute, and then close our eyes. I'm not sure if they said close our eyes or not, but I remember we stared at we were supposed to stare right into their eyes for a minute, and then after that I think they told us close our eyes and like just kind of face them, if I remember correctly. So the first person, I was staring at them for a while, and then kind of almost what I expected, but not totally, their face, actually no, I did not expect this. Their face started to change, but the reason I said I almost expected it is because I've had this effect happen to me before. Like I'll stare at myself in the mirror for a long time, and my face will kind of like morph a little bit, or like change, or something will be different. And as I'd said before, I have a friend who told me about that. He said in his culture, or he's heard from his relatives, that if you stare at yourself in a mirror, you can see like another aspect of yourself, or something. You can see some kind of spiritual thing. And I think scientists like have their own explanation for why our eyes do that, but I just think some things are beyond science, or beyond our science. So if it is or it isn't, I'm gonna continue with my story. So I stared at the person, and their face started to change and morph a little bit. And I thought, you know, it was probably quicker for this to happen too, because I had meditated right before, so I was in the right mindset. And then I closed my eyes, and I'm not sure if I closed my eyes, but I didn't see anything, but that was it. So that was cool. And then we would switch. So one row would like get up and move. I think I was in the row that would get up and move. Yeah. So then I would go to the next person, and the whole row that I was in would shift over, and we'd all have new partners to look at. But the second time I stared at this person, and again the same similar thing happened. Staring, and their face starts to like move a little bit, or like morph in some way, change a little bit. But then when I closed my eyes, it was like I could see the outline of this guy with my eyes closed. But in the blackness of my eyes closed, I could see the outline of him. And inside the outline, I could see, you know, like some colors or something. It was hard for me to remember how his aura looked. I didn't know this guy at all, but his aura was almost like muddy, if I can describe it in any way. There was like maybe some brown color and maybe some gray color. Or maybe it's just that my third eye, my pineal gland, whatever, is developing. It's not as strong as it will be, in the future. I don't know if I'm just, there's part of information that's not coming through to me and I'm only glimpsing, like squinting, like my third eye is squinting or something. But when I saw him, that's how it looked. Murky, kind of muddy, maybe a hint of green in there or something. But not a very large amount of colors. Very murky, very obscure, hard to see. But I saw it was like an outline of him, and inside were those kind of colors, or it was very, very gray. So I was like, damn, I think I just saw this dude's aura, but I didn't say shit. And then we moved to the next partner. Lucky for me, I don't know if it was set up this way, maybe it was, but then I moved to my girlfriend. And I get to stare into her eyes for like a minute or so, which was pleasant. And then when I closed my eyes, here's where I really, really saw it. Or at least her aura was very much more different. Hers was bright. Hers was bright, and it was like bright green, maybe kind of like lime green, not like an actual outside of a lime, but what they call lime green, kind of that yellowy, a little bit green, or I mean a little bit yellow, a little bit green. It was like that, similar, and it was almost like, it was the outline of her, and it was like energy, almost like lines or something, energy lines of that green color. Like, it was almost like coming from the center of her, and then the farthest it would go would be like kind of in the shape of an outline of her. It's hard to describe. It almost looked like a fountain spraying, only what it was spraying out from like the middle, it would only go so far as the outline of her shape somewhat, and it was like green kind of lines of energy and stuff like that, glowing. I was looking at it for probably maybe a minute long of just like seeing it, staring at it for maybe like 30 seconds, and then like kind of opening my eyes, looking at her, closing my eyes again, and then, you know, staring at it. The whole workshop only lasted like an hour and 10 minutes or even less than that. So after we left, I told my girlfriend that I saw her aura, and that interested her. But I didn't tell anyone else at the workshop or anyone else about that night, that I had seen auras or anything like that. I just thought I'd keep it to myself. From what I've read online, I've heard a little bit about different colored auras meaning different things. I think I heard something about green being associated with healers. And then obviously there's the indigo aura that people claim to have. I don't claim to have the indigo aura. I'm not sure what I have. Maybe green. I don't know for sure. I'll have to find out. I haven't seen my own aura yet. I haven't been able to like look at myself and see what my aura is. I hope you enjoyed the story of the first time I saw auras. Please subscribe, that will definitely help me out. Thank you to all the people that have subscribed so far, and Amori Paz.